What is going on YouTube? I hope you're all doing well. We're on episode 6 of coaching words and phrases. We have got 2 different coaching words and phrases for you in today's episode. One is very much a team coaching word and phrase, and another one is very much an individual one. So yeah, before we dive into the video, I would like you guys to do 2 things. One is, can you like this video if you haven't already? And secondly, can you subscribe to our YouTube channel? That would be fantastic. And also click the notification bell. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. So the next thing we're going to look at is something called dispersal. Okay, now this is really good, especially from a goal kick scenario. I think Man City are one of the best, if not the best team in world football to do it at the moment. So we're going to use them as an example. So at the moment we're playing a 1-4-3-3 formation. There's not much space to play with, as you can see. All the defenders are quite close to each other, the midfield are close to each other, and even the 9 as well. So what we're looking to do is just create a lot more space for ourselves, so we can really sort of give ourselves more time on the ball, but also the central players, where predominantly the best players are, will be able to hurt the opposition as well. So straight away we're going to move the 11 out here and the 7 out here, and then we're going to ask the 9 to play a little bit higher as well. So now we've got a nice sort of bit of space between the 7, 9 and the 11, lots of space. Obviously this can be made better as well. So now we're going to ask the 3 and the 2 to go and play a little bit higher and a little bit wider as well. And we don't want them to be touching the whites in here, so they're on the same line as the sort of 3 and 11 on the same line, likewise with the 2 and the 7. Want them to play slightly offset. So we're going to make sure we're slightly offset, but still offering some width as well. Again, we might ask the 5 to go and play on the corner of the 18-yard box on one side, and then the 6 on the opposite side. So again, we've got loads more space and loads more option on the ball. We're going to ask the 10 to go and play in the half space, 8 to go and play in the half space. The 4 might just drop in here to receive. Okay. So from a goal kick position, we've we've created a lot more space for ourselves, so we can try and play out, and it just gives us a bit more time on the ball. Now, just play out this scenario. We're going to go out to the 5. There's going to be some subtleties and movement. So the 1 will probably come beyond the post to make sure he's beyond the post. If there's a back pass, it won't sort of be on target. The 4 will come across to maybe bounce. The 6 will definitely come across, probably in line with the 6-yard line in here. The 2 will also come across as well, just to protect if anything does break down. 7 will stay high. 10 will probably come across. 9 will come across. 11 might go and play a little bit higher, and the 3 might go and play a little bit higher as well. So again, we've still got loads of space to play with. We've got loads of options. So the 5 might go and bounce into the 4, for example. He could pop it back. He might fizz one into the number 8. He's got loads of different options what he can do. So that's playing that from the back. Okay, so next up, we've incorporated the opposition. So we're still working with the Reds, which is obviously Manchester City, but the Greens have actually got the ball. So the number 4's got the ball. They're looking, so they've just nicked the ball back. So number 4's nicked the ball back. They're looking for a quick transition. Maybe look to play into the 10 or the 9. So that ball might get played quickly into the number 9, but it's now intercepted by the 5. Now the 5 might intercept it and quickly play a quick bounce into the 4. Whilst that's happening, he might quickly play out to the 6 as well. But from this position, while that's sort of happening, and the interception happening, and Man City know they've got secure possession, I would say secure possession is probably when the 4's bounce it back to the 6. These guys will drop in. These guys will drop in and make sure they've got a lot more space to kind of operate in. Okay, so 7 will go and touch the whites. 11 will do that as well. 8 and 9. So straight away again, they're giving themselves a lot more space to go and play their patterns of play that they might want to play, or go and sort of combine in a certain side of the pitch as well. So that's another way of sort of when the transition happens, you're kind of in a compact kind of situation, because you've just lost the ball and maybe you're going to look to press it, but you want it back, but you still want to now go and build, but you obviously need to make sure you have that dispersal in your team and recognise what you need to do in those situations. Okay, so next up we're going to look at something called a blocking hole. Okay, so I don't think this is going to be too familiar with many people. Again, I keep emphasizing, if you're in the coaching industry, if you're in the management industry, you know, if you're doing this kind of thing regularly at a high level, then you might understand what sort of a blocking hole is in a team situation. So what we're looking at here, it doesn't really matter about the formation, but we've got reds in here and we've got a bunch of opposition players. We're actually going to be looking at the greens in particular here, okay? So what's going to happen is the 7's going to drive, get beyond maybe the number 3, gets beyond them. Obviously the 3 is trying to get back and maybe try and block the cross. So straight away, the number 6, this is where it gets really, really key, and this is where the blocking hole really sort of comes into it. Every cross, which we discussed in a previous episode, should always get to the front post, provided it's not blocked here, okay? So every cross will always get to the front post. It might obviously go beyond that, it might go to the middle of the goal, it might even go to the far post, but every cross will always go and get to the front post. So straight away, number 6 has got a job to do. So that number 6 has got to get into this position here, in and around that front post area, to try and block anything that comes in, because that is a position where, like I touched on there, the ball will always go in that situation. Again, the heights might vary, the speeds might vary, but it'll always get in and around that front post. So that is what's called the blocking hole. Now, obviously, if that cross does come in here, and maybe that 9's looking to make a dart, straight away that 6 is in a good position to maybe go and clear one and get the team up the pitch. Okay. So now, for example, if that 6 tries to maybe match the number 9, so the number 9's in here all of a sudden, the 6 is trying to match him, all of a sudden the 9 knows exactly where the ball's going to go, bang, and you're going to get a goal potentially, or a shot on goal at that front post area. So straight away, that number 6 needs to sort of backpedal, scan his shoulder just to make sure they're knowing where the number 9 is, or pass on the number 9 to the 5, but block and protect that front post space, i.e. the blocking hole.